Comodo Internet Security. Download the installer, double click to run, select your language, click OK, click Next, accept the agreement and follow through to install it. It doesn't take too long. Ensure you have no other firewall installed when you do this, or antivirus if you're going to use it. Now here, install Comodo Antivirus. Untick that if you already have an antivirus. You have the option of a free 30-day free trial of live support. Just install the firewall. It's much simpler, much straightforward, and use an alternative antivirus. If you want to join the Threatcast community, leave that box as it is. Otherwise, tick I do not want to join. On this part, install Comodo SafeSurf. Untick that. Make ars.com my default search provider and make Comodo search my home page. Untick them, click Next, and allow it to install. Now you then get the option to scan your system for malware, which is recommended. If you don't have an antivirus or anti-malware program and you're installing the antivirus, then allow it to do so. It will download the updates. I will cancel this because I already have the programs to deal with these threats. It will perform a scan of your computer. Now I will stop this scan. I'm sure my computer's clean. The next step is to reboot, which I will do and come back. Right, when you reboot, you will have a new network detected if you're on a router or your modem, and if you want to be accessible to other PCs, then tick the second box. In your taskbar, your system tray, you will have this little icon, and when it's active it will have the green and red arrows. You will get pop-up windows when programs want to connect to the internet. Most have been preset on the firewall. Now the main window, you have the firewall events. It's set to safe mode, which is probably the easiest mode for most users. Proactive defense if you have the antivirus installed. The firewall itself, if you view the firewall events, it shows you what's been going on. You can define new applications, either file groups, running processes, or you can browse your computer and you can add them, and the same applies to blocking applications. You can block applications from connecting to the internet. Stealth ports. If you are using a standalone computer, block all incoming connections and stealthy ports to everyone. It makes you invisible. If you're sharing a computer, connecting to others, then choose Alert Me. View active connections. This will show you the connections that are active at the time. Your port settings, you can add, edit or remove. In most cases, leave them as they are. Your network zones are your modem or your router, and your blocked zones, you can add or remove zones too. If you go into the advanced settings, this will show you the application rules, the programs that are allowed to connect and which ones are blocked. Global rules, you can add, edit or remove these. You can move them up and down. Predefined firewall, you can pretty much leave this as it is. This is the easiest way, and here tick protect the ARP cache. In miscellaneous, you have block fragmented IP datagrams. The rest of it is more for advanced users for checksum verification, protocol analysis. Firewall behavior, safe mode, that's the default mode and it's the easiest mode to use. Training mode, you will get a few more pop-ups. You can select a custom policy, play around with it if you're going to use it, but the default settings are very good. Now on the defense, this is inactive because I am not using the antivirus, but it shows you your protected files, your quarantined files, your pending files, your own safe files, active processes which you can run down through, trusted software vendors. Now some of these are there by default, they're not actually on your machine, and in this case I will take a couple out because I don't use them, they're not on my machine, and Comodo have put them there as a default setting. And I will go through the whole list later because of the time limitations on making videos. Your protected registry keys, they will all be listed there, and your protected COM components. Again, you can add or remove any of them. In the advanced settings, computer security policy, you have your Windows system applications, the image execution. Now here you have 3 different settings. Defense plus security level. If you're using the antivirus, you need to set these accordingly. Now, settings, general, automatically start the application with Windows, show balloon messages, show traffic animation in the tray, and automatically detect new private networks. These are entirely up to you. Language, again, you can change the language here. Parental control, you can enable a password and suppress the firewall alerts and defense plus alerts if password protection is enabled. Themes, you only have the one theme. Automatically check for updates, perform an online lookup from recognized files, and automatically submit the files to Comodo. The log files are set to 2 megabytes, and when it exceeds that, delete and create a new file. If you use a proxy, tick the box, enter the server and the port number. If it requires authorization, the login and password will be required as well. Threatcast, you can join the Threatcast community or stay out of it, it's your choice. Your configurations, if you want to use the antivirus and you haven't activated it, you can go here and activate it, the same with proactive security and the internet security. I would stay with just the firewall, but if you choose one of those, you will need to reboot. Diagnostics, now this will check the integrity of the installation itself, and this has come back as being fine. You can check for updates, which it will do automatically anyway, but you can also manually do this. You can submit suspicious files to Comodo. Simply select the file from its location, move it to the right hand pane, and then you can submit it. You can browse the support forums, which there's a lot of information to be had if you have problems with Comodo, whether it be the firewall, the antivirus, the proactive defense. The help is in the form of an HTML help file, and it will answer many of your questions if you go through it one step at a time. It's very simple, very easy to use Firewall. It's got a good reputation, and if you want more information, check out my blog, which is Free PC Security, and you can find it at freepcsecurity.co.uk.